This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you.
People, listen to me. Do not get out there. Do not protest. This is not our fight. And in fact, our ancestors would never have done this. Our ancestors were never in solidarity and fighting for the rights of other groups. They would not appreciate us standing up for justice and liberation for all marginalized people. They would never create coalitions with people they didn't like. So stay home, because we all know that you are safe at home and that state-sanctioned violence will not meet you as long as you're not out in the street. We can count on our safety as long as we're in the house, because we are sitting this one out and keeping ourselves safe. And even though most of us aren't just walking around the streets with our birth certificates and passport, and because ICE is unlawfully detaining and kidnapping people, I'm sure they'll be able to differentiate between us Black American citizens and Black folks who immigrated there, whether they identify as Black or not. Because state-sanctioned violence doesn't see color, because they go based on the law, who's illegal and who's not.
My Black people, I don't think I got to tell you, but I will remind you. Y'all see what's going on in LA? That's not our fight. We tried to tell them. It's their fight. We had our fight in the 60s. We're still fighting today. But today, this is what they voted for. This is what they're getting. Don't get caught up.
I don't care if I have 5 followers. I don't care if I have 5 million followers. I'm always going to stand up for what's right. And I have this one thing that I'm going to say. I am a white woman. I'm American, and I grew up very Catholic, and I went to Catholic school. Now, hear me out. If you voted for this, for what's happening right now, and you consider yourself Christian or Catholic, and you consider yourself pro-life, you're not. You are not. You are pro-white and you're racist, and you should talk to Jesus about that, because you need to find empathy somewhere. What happened to love thy neighbor? What happened to all that other shit in the Bible? Like, are we just ignoring that? Like, what is going on? Okay? Because they don't care about the children. They don't care about the families. They are ripping families apart. They are hurting people. They don't give a fuck about life. But those protesters in LA, do your thing. We all have your back. Protest your asses off. Keep speaking your mind. That is how we do this.
Someone called me a liar for saying undocumented immigrants are not criminals. Let's be clear. The act of being undocumented in the United States is not a crime. It's a civil violation. That means you can be deported, but you can't be charged with a crime just for overstaying your visa or being here undocumented without any papers. Now, what is a crime? Illegally crossing the border without inspection is a crime. It's a misdemeanor. Re-entering the United States after a prior order of removal, that's a felony. Providing fake documents at an airport or a border crossing, also a felony. But ICE can't prove anybody in any big city ran across the border. Nobody has to confess. There's a Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. And if they are brought up on criminal charges, government has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they entered without inspection by running across the border. And who is this eyewitness that saw them do it? They can't prove anything other than we have an undocumented immigrant. And people who commit document fraud, they're caught at the border. They didn't make it to Los Angeles or New York. They're arrested on the spot, and then a decision is made whether to charge criminally. The only real crime that immigrants who are found in big cities can be charged with is re-entry after a prior order of removal. That's somebody who got deported and came back without permission. That is an extraordinarily small minority of people, maybe hundreds at most, out of millions and millions and millions and millions of people. So let's stop with the lies. Overstaying your visa is not a crime. Living undocumented in the United States is not a crime. So ICE is not fighting crimes. They're carrying out civil deportations. And ICE is not law enforcement in the sense that you would know law enforcement like police or the FBI. They're not prosecutors like the district attorney or the U.S. Attorney's Office. Their only job is to apprehend undocumented immigrants and deport them in a civil proceeding. They can't charge anybody with a crime. So let's stop saying undocumented equals criminal. It doesn't. And if you're an ICE officer pretending to be fighting crime, then you don't understand your job. And if ICE isn't fighting crime, because these are just civil removals, why the military buildup on the streets of Los Angeles? Why the armored vehicles, rubber bullets, tear gas? Why is the military called up? Because none of this is law enforcement and none of this is war.
Now, what's crazy is people think that they can come to America illegally and have fucking rights. That shit doesn't make no damn sense. Y'all bring y'all ass over here illegally and then think that you have rights of an American citizen, which is some bullshit, bruh. And honestly, you know what I mean? I lived in LA for 2 years, so I seen the fucking the healthcare and the Medicare and the fucking welfare system. And honestly, hardworking fucking Americans are paying the bill for all these illegal motherfuckers to have health insurance, to be able to get welfare, food stamps, child care. All this shit right here is, we are footing the bill. The people that are actually tax-paying American citizens are footing this motherfucking bill for all these people. And they have the fucking nerve to get mad and have fucking attitudes and be upset with us for not wanting to continue to foot the bill for they motherfucking ass. Bro, we can barely afford to foot the bill for our goddamn self. But we are paying the bill for all y'all illegal motherfuckers to be over here and doing whatever the fuck y'all want. Not only are y'all over here illegally making money, y'all illegally not paying fucking taxes. So that means that all this free money that y'all are making, y'all sending this shit back to y'all fucking country, which does not benefit the American people at fucking all. Sorry, but not motherfucking sorry. Bro, y'all got to fucking go. Y'all got to go. Now, if you come back the right way, that's perfectly fine. If you come back and you're a tax-paying citizen and all that shit, right, that's perfectly fine. I have nothing to say about that right there. The only thing I am speaking on is illegal motherfuckers that think they have the rights of American fucking citizens, which you do fucking not, bro. And we are not finna keep paying the bill for y'all motherfucking ass. Point blank, period. I'm not finna keep doing it. Every time I look at my motherfucking paycheck, I got a fucking deduction on my goddamn paycheck that's supporting y'all motherfucking ass, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I stand behind Trump 100% when it comes to these deportations. If you're not an American fucking citizen, if you did not come here legally, if your paperwork is not fucking correct, your ass need to go, bro. Straight up and down. You got to go, man.
PSA to all the illegal immigrants living in the United States of America. Listen up. I don't care how long you've been in this country. I don't care if you claim, you say you pay taxes. I don't care if you claim that you're a hardworking citizen. I don't care how long your parents have been in this country. If you were not born in this country rightfully with your citizenship, you are an illegal immigrant. Y'all want to come on the internet and protest and say Trump, he's evil, Trump is a monster. Trump is doing his job. So if I'm illegally residing in a country that I don't have citizenship in, that's breaking the law, right? That's illegal, right? Y'all are just mad that he's coming to take y'all back to where y'all supposed to be. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Somebody has to say it. It's called illegal for a reason. You're breaking the law. You're residing in a country illegally. You came into this country illegally. I don't understand what's so hard about that. Why are y'all on the streets protesting rights that you don't have because you're not an actual citizen in this country to even have these rights?
It's clear that with the deportation of immigrants and minorities, documented or undocumented workers on all of these construction sites, devastating families across Florida. There's no question about it. But who's actually benefiting? It's the actual property owners. Because here's the deal. When a contractor is hired, they take a deposit, they start working. They hire people to help get the job completed. If the job is 60, 70% complete, like the job in Tallahassee, and the owner doesn't really want to pay the full till, doesn't want to pay for everything because they're looking to save money, by calling ICE and having that job rated, they now actually can pull the contractor's bond. A bond is insurance. The owner will get all the money back that he paid into that job to get it complete. He still owns the property, and now he can use all that money that he's got because he'll get all that he spent plus interest and fines from the contractor. He'll use that to hire someone else to complete the job for pennies on the dollar. Because here's the deal. The first contractor got it 60 or 70% done, and the guy might have spent $15 million to get that much done. New contractor might only need $5 million to get the last 25%. Owner, the property owner, gets to keep all of that extra money. So you got the contractor who's going to be suffering. You've got all the immigrants and the minority workers that were working on that job, regardless of how good they did or the fact that they were just trying to feed their families. And the only one that's going to profit is the property owners. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, repost.
Shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! Back up! Shame! 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 I see shame! 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 Back up! Yeah, back up! That's right! That's right! Back the fuck up! Back up!
You guys are fucking Nazis! Get the fuck out of here, you fucking Nazis!
Fucking cowards! Go! Yeah, get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Fucking cowards! Cowards! Fucking cowards!
Nazi fucking coward!
That's right! That's right!
So I just came back from a protest right there in La Cienega and 111th, where they're detaining people in Inglewood, Hawthorne, Torrance, and where anything close by, that's where they're detaining people from what I've heard from other people. But I went there to protest. All I had was a cardboard on me and my voice. And they decided to pull out a rifle on us, on the roof, when we didn't have any weapons on us. We were not throwing shit. We were not burning shit. We were not on the property. If this doesn't show you that this is fun to them, then this is a fucking hunting ground to them. I don't know what else you need to hear for you to get out there and start fucking protesting. These people don't care if you're violent or not. They're gonna pull out their guns and they're gonna aim it on us. And the fucked up part is that most of the men are Hispanic. Shame on you. Shame on you for hunting your own people, for treating them as if they're animals. Shame on you. We don't gotta do shit to you. God is gonna fucking handle your ass. You are gonna pay for everything that you have done to your own fucking people. You're a fucking disgrace. To support a president that would also deport your ass if you weren't wearing that fucking uniform. If you were not wearing that uniform, you would be nothing like the rest of us. Your fucking mask, fuck you. Show your fucking face. Show your people who you are and what you are doing to your own people. Our ancestors are gonna fucking handle you. And they're gonna fucking handle you real fucking good. This isn't about laws anymore. They don't care if you're following the law. If you're on the opposite side of them, they're gonna point their guns at you. They don't give a shit if you have weapons or not. These men are trained to kill. They're trained to kill. And they're on our ground. They're on the ground. Here. Against civilians. The same citizens that they're fighting for freedom for overseas. There's no patriotism in that. You don't call our people criminals when you are supporting and following orders of criminals. You are serving the same dictators that your own ancestors ran from their countries. This is why I understand why other races don't want to join us in this protest. Because it's literally our people and the aggressors against our people. Our own people are helping the aggressors. How is anyone else supposed to save us from that? Who's holding these men accountable? Who are their mothers? Who is holding them accountable? Who are the women that are holding them accountable? Who are the wives that are holding them accountable? And I know a lot of fucking people are gonna get harmed because of this. A lot of our people might even fucking die. These men are ready to fucking kill us. They're not just gonna deport us, they're gonna fucking kill us. And I don't want to generalize all of them, but I am. I don't care at this point. We are generalized as criminals. We're supposed to go back to our country. I was fucking born here. A lot of people protesting in the streets were born here. You're not going after illegals. They're not out in the street protesting. They can't. They're scared. That's why we're outside. That's why we're their voice. The people you're gonna harm are the same people you're fighting for. Those are the people you're harming. That isn't the American fucking dream. That is not what the Constitution stands for. I don't care about fucking orders. Your oath is to the fucking Constitution, not to a fucking dictator posing as a fucking president. Your oath is to the fucking Constitution. You still have rights. Because this administration is gonna burn with us. We're gonna fucking bring them down with us.
I'm Hannah, and I'm about to dismantle all of your useless anti-immigration commentaries. Number 1. They're criminals. They come here illegally. Undocumented in America is not a criminal offense. It's a civil offense. So like a parking ticket. Here's a quick thinking exercise. Can you imagine if law enforcement did raids in the street, tear gassing people, hitting people with rubber bullets, cuffing them and dragging them away from their families because of an unpaid parking ticket? I can't. Also, you willingly voted in a felon, so you don't give a fuck about the law. Boom. Dismantled. Number 2. They commit crimes on U.S. soil. They're terrorists. It is so largely proven that immigrants commit crimes so much less than natural-born United States citizens, mostly because the vast majority of them aren't criminals. This can be easily sourced if you know how to read. Boom. Dismantled. 3. They're taking all of our jobs and our housing. There's a reason they do the jobs that they do. They very skillfully do backbreaking work that supports the wellness of our country that Americans tend to not really want to do. Also, aren't you the same people that say nobody wants to work anymore, and that people need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps, regardless of the economic climate? How is it that they're taking our jobs, and nobody can get a job, but also nobody wants to work? Pick a lane, bitch. Also, please enlighten me when an undocumented immigrant won a bid over a house from you. I'll wait. Boom. Dismantled. 4. Obama and Biden did this too. Yep, they deported people too. Neither of them were saints, and most of us don't claim them to be. However, I don't recall immigrants being scared for their lives and their families' lives under those administrations. People are being kidnapped, tackled, zip-tied, and sent away, with no legal authority to back it up. ICE agents are playing the role of not only law enforcement, but also the judge, which is illegal. Did you know that Obama actually set up policies to help undocumented children and families that Trump is now taking away? Boom. Dismantled. 5. They take advantage of our government and take all of our tax dollars. Undocumented immigrants largely do not qualify for government assistance, with some very rare exceptions. They literally do not have the capability to take advantage of our government. It is impossible enough as a citizen to try and apply for government assistance. The hoops that they make you jump through make it feel virtually impossible. Did you know that immigrants pay literal billions of dollars in taxes, federal, state, and local? In 2022, they paid $97 billion into our taxes. They pay into a system that they don't even benefit from. Boom. Dismantled. 6. I'm not racist, I just want to make America great again. You're just racist. Boom. Dismantled.
Is Marcelo Gomes da Silva. I don't wanna cry, but I wanna say that that place, it's not good. It's not good. Ever since I got here, they had me in handcuffs. They put me downstairs, and I was in a room with a bunch of 35-year-old men, and those rooms were small compared to the size of like how many men were there. There was like 40 men in there. We would barely get any attention from the people there. It would be really hard. I haven't showered in 6 days. I haven't done anything. The only thing I could do is thank God every day, because that's all I would do. I would pray there. I would talk about the Bible to them. So this right here is a bracelet that a Brazilian friend made me there. This is how we sleep. This is our blanket. They give us a really long sheet of this thin aluminum, I'm guessing, and we lay down on the concrete floor and put that over us and just sleep through the night. For me to say the Pledge of Allegiance at my school every single day and not have a Bible in a federal agency place, it's horrible. It doesn't make sense to me, because like, to me, I always choose God first, and that's all I did there. I would pray. It's not a good place. Like I said, all glory goes to God, and I heard a lot of people talk bad about my dad, but if you want to talk bad about my dad, you have to talk bad about me, because he raised me, and if I have so much support from everyone from my town, then he doesn't deserve any hate, because I was raised from him. Like, everything I got was from my dad. He's a good person. He never did anything wrong. He's a nice guy. I'm very grateful for all the support, more than anything in this world. I didn't specifically know about my immigration status because I came here when I was 6 years old. And when I got here, the woman said, she was like, do you know why you're arrested? And I said, no, I don't. She said, because you overstayed your visa. You came here in 2013, and in 2015 you overstayed. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I was 7 years old. Like, I don't know nothing about that stuff. Like, I don't understand how it works. And she was the only person in that place that was like, oh, like, I understand, like, I get it. She was the only nice security, one of the only nice security guards. There was this other guy that would let me use the phone at night sometime to talk to my parents. Those two people mean the world to me. The world.
And your dad, how are you feeling about your dad's status and what's going to happen to him?
I don't want anyone to touch my dad. I want my dad, my dad would call me at night with my brother and sister, and he wouldn't stop crying, and he would talk about how, like, he can't even go outside. Like, why? Like, there's no reason for this, you know what I mean? Like, my dad has never did anything wrong. My dad's everything to me. He's never, everything I learned was from my dad, and if he shouldn't deserve to get any hate.
The Trump administration is now detaining legal residents who have lived here for half of a century. I'm not going to stop talking about these people, because if we do, they disappear forever. And you shouldn't believe anyone who says that fighting back on immigration is bad politics. So let me give you a quick rundown of some of the most alarming stories from just the last couple of weeks. Llewellyn Dixon is a 64-year-old woman who works as a lab tech at the University of Washington. She's been a permanent legal resident of the United States for 50 years, but when she returned from visiting family in the Philippines, ICE arrested her at the airport and held her in detention for 3 months. Marcelo Gomez de Silva, an 18-year-old high school student in Massachusetts, was on his way to volleyball practice when ICE pulled him over. Marcelo was brought to the United States as a child in 2012 and was given a student visa. He has no criminal record, but when ICE pulled him over looking for his father, he was arrested and detained. He was supposed to play in the band at graduation, but he's sitting in ICE detention. Also in Massachusetts, Semiron Faria de Souza, the father of a 4-month-old baby, was pulled over on his way to work when he honked at an undercover car full of ICE agents. They arrested him, detained him, and signed a deportation order in his name without his consent, and he's now been deported to Brazil. And in Mississippi, a 31-year-old Danish man named Casper Eriksson, who's lived in the US for 10 years on a green card, went to a routine appointment to finalize his US citizenship. But after they discovered that he failed to file a single document more than 10 years ago, while he was still mourning the loss of his first child, he was detained by ICE. The Trump administration isn't deporting criminals or gang members. They're deporting students, neighbors, fathers, people who have lived here for longer than fascist Stephen Miller has been alive. We have to keep these stories in the spotlight, because if we don't, they'll continue using the cover of darkness to disappear people and take more of our rights. So share this video and follow me to keep fighting back.
Major immigration raid in Tallahassee today. Homeland Security's Tampa office sharing on X about an hour ago that they arrested over 100 people at a construction site in College Town.
HSI saying they are from countries like Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Colombia. The raid happening about 9 o'clock this morning. WCTV has had crews on scene all day. Our Abrea Ruffin is there for us right now and joins us live. Abrea, what do we know?
Julie, Jacob, we now know that some of the detainees have been deported before, and officials say some have criminal backgrounds. More than 50 FHP troopers assisted in today's raid. They lined up dozens of construction workers at a check-in table to see who was here legally and who was not. An emotional scene for many watching. Some saw their loved ones loaded onto a bus in cuffs and carried off. We spoke with one woman whose husband called her this morning scared as agents stormed the site. She stood at the fence earlier crying and begging agents to tell her where her husband was being taken. She now knows that he has been detained. She says this is the second time her husband has been taken into ICE custody. He bonded out in 2019. She says that they're still waiting on his full citizenship paperwork. Reporting in Tallahassee, Abrea Ruffin, WCTV Eyewitness News.
All right, Abrea Ruffin for us this evening. Thank you.
A spokesperson for the construction company working that site says they verify their employees using the required E-Verify system. Hedrick Brothers Construction also says they require all subcontractors to follow that same standard. We're working to find out more about the subcontractors that may have had employees on site today.
And while on scene, we saw a white bus pull up and agents loading people in zip ties on board. Homeland Security will not comment on exactly how many people were detained or where those buses were headed. LCSO confirms several other detainees with pending criminal charges were taken to the Leon County Jail.
Get off the ground! Get off the fucking ground! Give me your feet! Those! Give me your hands! Give me your hands! Run in! Run in! Here!
Un saludo para la fuerza del corazón ahí en la materia. Ice out here. They got the Mexicans working, dog. They got them. No. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. I'm talking about all of them got handcuffs on.
Yeah, the green. I think the green means they have to like get it.
Bro, we're not united.
So what? You just